Welcome to Consensus Gaming, the voice of your collective gaming reviews. No hype or personal bias, just AI-driven analysis that transforms thousands of player opinions into gaming's true consensus. In this video, we are breaking down Transistor by Supergiant Games. Let's get started.
I'm so sorry, Red. They took your voice. I couldn't stop them. Well, we took something of theirs.
Transistor is the successor to the critically acclaimed Bastion and the second title by Supergiant Games. Published in 2014, the developer describes Transistor as a sci-fi themed action RPG that invites you to wield an extraordinary weapon of unknown origin as you fight through a stunning, futuristic city. The game is widely acclaimed for its style and aesthetic charm, as well as deeply customizable, unique combat system. Transistor covers themes of democracy, societal control, and the loss of loved ones, while it tackles complex topics such as nature of human identity and digitized consciousness. A quick note for parents and our younger viewers, Transistor carries a PEGI 12 rating for including mild violence. Now let's see how we conducted our review. For this analysis, we have processed over 18,000 public user reviews from Transistor's release until now. Our AI-driven framework that leverages large language models similar to ChatGPT systematically examines each review to understand how players describe the game's theme tags. I'll present these findings in a methodical and spoiler-free way, using only early game footage. Now let's explore what your collective voice says about Transistor's 5 most discussed features. These are beautiful, action RPG, rich story, narration, and great soundtrack. First, let's see why Transistor is tagged as beautiful by many reviewers. The distinctive fusion of Art Deco and Cyberpunk aesthetics creates a world rendered in meticulously hand-painted environments. Each frame of Transistor showcases a masterful blend of vibrant hues and neon accents throughout the futuristic city of Cloudbank. Art director Gen Z's vision incorporates clear influences from Gustav Klimt, merging traditional artistic elements with digital aesthetics to create what reviewers describe as a painted style in a digital world. The isometric perspective allows the hand-drawn elements to shine while maintaining gameplay clarity. While some reviewers noted occasional technical limitations with higher resolutions, the visual quality extends seamlessly through fluid animations, detailed character designs, and a thoughtfully crafted user interface that maintains the artistic vision throughout every aspect of the game. Composer Darren Korb's soundtrack and Ashley Barrett's vocal performances are praised for creating a haunting and emotionally resonant soundscape that blends jazz, electronic, and post-punk styles. A standout feature is Red's humming mechanic, allowing players to harmonize with the background, an intimate layer of musical interaction that ties directly to the main character's identity as a singer. Although a small number of reviewers found the humming during the planning mode repetitive, Logan Cunningham's narration through the Transistor provides sincere and compelling delivery. The sound design extends beyond music to include carefully crafted ambient sounds and combat effects that enhance the atmosphere while maintaining artistic cohesion. The soundtrack has proven so memorable that many reviewers continue to listen to it outside of the game. Cloudbank presents a unique blend of utopian and dystopian elements, creating what reviewers describe as a digital utopia being upended by robotic invasion. The environment showcases sophisticated details, including weather and sky colors determined by citizen voting. While some found the world occasionally confusing to navigate due to the isometric perspective, this world evolves throughout the gameplay, with the process corruption providing stark contrast to the city's sophisticated design. The game's environmental storytelling excels through its attention to detail, with every location contributing to the larger narrative through thoughtful design choices. What distinguishes Transistor is the sophisticated interplay between these elements. The hand-painted visuals and Art Deco meets Cyberpunk aesthetic provide the foundation, while the haunting soundtrack and voice work deliver emotional depth. These components unite within Cloudbank's carefully crafted spaces, where the atmosphere shifts between utopian sophistication and creeping technological corruption. creating an experience that resonates both visually and atmospherically. Next, let's see how action RPG elements are implemented in Transistor. At the heart of Transistor lies this distinctive combat system, which seamlessly merges real-time action with strategic planning through its turn mechanic. Players can engage enemies directly in real time or pause to orchestrate elaborate attack sequences. The function system provides 16 unique abilities that can serve as active attacks, passive buffs, or ability modifiers, creating thousands of possible combinations. While the initial learning curve can be steep and real-time combat outside of turn mode feels less impactful for some players, the system is regarded remarkably rewarding once mastered. The game's structure follows a focused, linear progression that emphasizes combat encounters and character development. As players advance, they unlock new functions that expand their tactical options. The innovative limiter system allows players to customize their challenge level for increased rewards. While the main campaign typically concludes within 4 to 8 hours, the game compensates through its new Game Plus mode called Recursion and various replayability features, including challenge rooms that test mastery of different combat approaches. Combat encounters unfold as arena-style battles where tactical thinking trumps button mashing. The system demands creative problem-solving through its diverse enemy designs and combinations. Players must effectively manage the turn system's cooldown while surviving in real time, creating a dynamic rhythm to each encounter. Some players note that certain enemy types, particularly fast-moving ones, can feel frustrating or repetitive, but the combat system consistently rewards strategic adaptation. Transistor carves its own identity by successfully integrating elements from multiple genres. While maintaining its action RPG core, it incorporates strategic elements reminiscent of tactical RPGs and turn-based games. The game draws occasional comparisons to VATS system in Fallout series while establishing its unique character. This represents a significant evolution from Supergiant's previous title Bastion, moving away from straightforward hack and slash toward more sophisticated combat mechanics, though this comes at the cost of immediate accessibility for some players. The synthesis of these elements creates a distinctive experience where strategic depth complements moment-to-moment action. The function system serves as the cornerstone, unifying character progression, combat customization, and tactical options. While this design choice may not resonate with players seeking pure action, it succeeds in crafting a more cerebral take on the action RPG formula. The result is a tightly designed game that prioritizes depth and replayability over length, offering a fresh perspective on genre conventions while maintaining coherent gameplay. Next, let's explore the rich story of Transistor.
Here he comes.
The game immediately immerses players in its world without traditional exposition, allowing the narrative to unfold organically through dialogue, terminal messages, and environmental storytelling. This approach creates an engaging mystery that rewards exploration and attention to detail. While some players initially found this method challenging to follow, the intentional ambiguity encourages active participation in uncovering the story. The base narrative takes 4 to 8 hours to complete, with the additional content revealed through subsequent playthroughs. At its heart, the story follows Red, a singer who has lost her voice and her relationship with the consciousness within the Transistor's world. Their evolving dynamic is conveyed through environmental cues, body language, and the sword's narration, creating what many consider a deeply moving experience. Despite a compact cast of characters, the game develops memorable personalities through an innovative system where character backstories are unlocked by trying different combat functions.
Said she left for personal reasons.
The game seamlessly weaves storytelling into its combat mechanics. Each combat function represents a character's trace, and experimenting with different combinations reveals additional narrative layers. This integration naturally encourages gameplay experimentation while deepening story understanding. However, players who don't fully explore the combat system may miss important story elements. The setting of Cloudbank combines cyberpunk elements with distinctive art design to create an atmosphere both beautiful and unsettling. The city's lore is carefully distributed through environmental details, terminal messages, and background information. While some aspects of the world remain intentionally unexplained, the setting successfully explores themes of loss, technology, and societal control while tackling complex topics such as nature of human identity and digitized consciousness. The game's storytelling success lies in a seamless integration of narrative elements with gameplay mechanics. The emotional core relationship anchors the complex world of Cloudbank, while the combat system's connection to character backstories ensures that mastery of gameplay directly enhances story comprehension. This creates a cohesive experience where narrative discovery feels natural and rewarding.
Get ready to get
Next, let's break down the narration of Transistor.
Let's not stick. Hey, Red. We're not gonna get away with this, are we?
The narration in Transistor represents one of the game's most distinctive features, centered around Logan Cunningham's performance as the talking sword. Unlike traditional game narration, the Transistor serves as both storyteller and central character, maintaining an ongoing dialogue with the silent protagonist Red throughout her journey. Cunningham's voice performance stands out for its emotional depth and ability to convey complex character dynamics. Though some players note that the constant commentary can occasionally feel intrusive during extended gameplay sessions. Moving beyond pure performance, Transistor employs a unique narrative approach that sets it apart from conventional storytelling methods. The game tells its tale through environmental storytelling, terminal entries, and contextual commentary that responds directly to player actions. This creates an immediate personal experience where the story unfolds naturally through exploration and interaction. While many praise the subtle approach, the intentionally cryptic nature of the storytelling can present challenges for players seeking more direct exposition. The emotional core of Transistor's narrative lies in the relationship between Red and the consciousness within the sword. Despite Red's inability to speak, the game successfully conveys her personality and feelings through actions, terminal responses, and the Transistor's reactions. The narration maintains a careful balance between darker, melancholic moments and lighter exchanges, creating emotional resonance that has moved many players to tears, particularly during the game's conclusion. This relationship develops organically through small interactions rather than relying on heavy-handed exposition. The technical implementation of the narration system demonstrates sophisticated integration with gameplay mechanics. Story elements are revealed through experimental combinations of abilities, with character backstories unlocked through strategic gameplay choices. The narration interacts seamlessly with the game's musical elements, particularly during moments when Red hums along with the soundtrack. However, some technical limitations occasionally surface, such as dialogue being cut off during combat sequences or overlapping with other audio elements. These narrative elements work together to create a cohesive storytelling experience that distinguishes itself from traditional gaming narratives. By combining strong voice performance, strategic information delivery, emotional storytelling, and technical innovation, Transistor creates a narrative system where story elements are revealed through both traditional narration and player interaction. The result is a distinctive approach that, while occasionally challenging in subtle delivery, successfully creates an emotionally resonant experience that rewards player engagement and attention to detail.
Could use your help.
And for our final tag, let's investigate the soundtrack of Transistor. The soundtrack of Transistor stands as one of the most critically acclaimed aspects of the game, with hundreds of reviewers praising its exceptional quality and emotional impact. The music combines multiple genres, including electronic, jazz, post-rock, and noir elements, creating a unique cyberpunk atmosphere. Players frequently describe the soundtrack as haunting, beautiful, and memorable, with many noting they continue listening to it outside the game. The composition work by Darren Korb receives specific recognition for its ability to create distinct moods that range from melancholic to uplifting. Notably, numerous reviewers mention purchasing the soundtrack separately or seeking it out on streaming platforms, indicating its standalone value. The music's quality is consistently highlighted as being worth the game's purchase price alone, with several players stating it ranks among the best video game soundtracks they have experienced. The vocal and sound design elements of Transistor creates a distinct auditory identity that extends beyond the instrumental score. Ashley Barrett's vocal performances receive extensive praise, with her voice being described as ethereal, haunting, and emotionally resonant. The game's unique humming mechanic is frequently highlighted as adding emotional depth to the experience. Logan Cunningham's narration through the Transistor is consistently praised for its quality and character portrayal. The voice work and sound effects are noted as being particularly effective when experienced through headphones, enhancing the game's atmospheric qualities. The soundtrack's integration with Transistor's gameplay mechanics and narrative represents a sophisticated fusion of music and interactive elements. The music dynamically adapts to different situations, shifting seamlessly between combat sequences and exploration while maintaining thematic consistency. Reviewers specifically note how the soundtrack changes during the game's turn mode, transforming into what players describe as more contemplative or atmospheric versions of the main themes. The music's role extends beyond background ambience, becoming an integral part of storytelling since the main character is established as a singer within the narrative. Reviewers consistently highlight how the soundtrack enhances key story moments and emotional beats, with several noting that certain songs contain narrative elements that elaborate on the game's events. The integration is particularly praised during boss fights and crucial story moments, where the music's intensity and style directly complement the on-screen action. The three core elements of Transistor's audio design work in concert to create a cohesive audio experience. The foundational musical composition by Darren Korb provides the emotional backbone, while Ashley Barrett's vocals and Logan Cunningham's narration add character depth and narrative weight. These elements are then woven into the gameplay through dynamic audio shifts and interactive features like the humming mechanic, creating what reviewers consistently describe as one of gaming's most memorable and well-crafted soundtracks. This concludes our consensus review of your opinions about Transistor. What do you think about Transistor and our review? Please let us know in the comments. And if you find this review useful, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.